Libra.
Hello Libra, this is your astrological forecast for August 2016. And so this month holds a little bit of everything coming in. At least it's going to start off being a very social month for you, where it's going to empower you to actually not just open up for, but to chase your hopes, your dreams, and so forth. I feel you're going to be quite enthusiastic this month in that respect, not only because you have the Sun and Venus here in this area of the 11th house, which pertains to your dreams, but it is also holding the new moon here. And you know how the new moon always indicates new beginnings. So I'm feeling whatever it is that you are now pinpointing, it could be towards a group or some organization, or it might just be with friends, spending more time, being more interactive with them, having a great time. Venus is here, and that's always, where the heart is, right? So I'm sensing, at least, especially as you start off that first week of August while Venus is here, this is going to be great. But some of you, you've already been having that through the last weeks there of July. So you could feel that it's a time where things are expanding here in this matter. The new moon is when you place your intentions, so your intentions here. August 2nd is when the new moon is accurate there at 10 degrees Leo. This is what you're wanting to place as far as intentions for the coming year, that you would like to keep up this speed, having more time, dealing with your friends, or also involving yourself in some group. Then we have Mercury and Jupiter. Mercury has just moved into your 12th house here as we start off the month. And 12th house, it's more subconsciousness, it's spirit time, dream time if you wish. And it's also where, since Mercury rules your thoughts, the linear communication as well, it's all now pointing inwards to your inner self, like doing a walkabout and figuring out what it is you really want. It's powering up. Venus is going to be meeting up with Mercury here, and so that would be a time for you to actually step aside a little bit. Not saying that you will be tired. Sometimes we are when we have a big focus on the 12th house, but it's more time to treat yourself. Go to the spa or a massage or do some yoga, meditation, spiritual things. Why? Because the 12th house is also very regenerative as far as powering up towards a whole new year where both Mercury and Venus will be taking its annual tour around your chart. So right now it's concluding what you started last year. So this is a great time to do so. Jupiter has been working in this area since that of late summer of 2015. We still have 8 more degrees to go before Jupiter will be crossing your ascendants and moving into your first house. That's going to be awesome. Having Jupiter in the first house is always such a blessing. Jupiter, which is the giver of gifts, it's always very generous. It expands whatever it touches. So you're going to come to see how Jupiter will be growing your personal life in such a way, but more on that later. She's not quite there yet, but she's working her way towards that very degree of your rising. Mars has had you look at your finances here for a long time because Mars went retrograde, so it was retrograde for X amount of weeks. Now it turned at the very end of June, so July, Mars has been making some headway, moving forward, slowly though. Through July. It always takes time to pick up speed and get out of one's shadow. But here in August, you will see now that it is definitely picking up speed. And it starts off the month at 29 degrees there of the 2nd house. So you will now just wrap up those things which has been affecting your finances. You might have seen now how good it's been doing for you, because some of you will really see that your finances have been increasing. Okay, you've been making sure of it. That's what Mars does, right? So, but here after the first few days, Mars is going to be moving into your 3rd house. So let's talk about that for a moment. Now that you've been getting all your ducks in a row financially, third house is all about communication, how we communicate. It's also interaction, more so with neighbors and your closer community. A short distance travel can be too. So when Mars is in this area, you will come to see how the urge to maybe do some smaller trips will be coming up. You will find yourself more interactive with your closer community. It's been 2 years since Mars was in this area. So go back 2 years and try to figure out, what did you start then? Okay, so Mars has been moving around the entire chart. Now comes initiation time to start a new cycle, especially when Mars will couple up with Saturn. More on that a little bit later in this reading. They will be joining in a conjunction, and that would be the time where you're going to see how things are going to be quite different for you. Saturn now going direct on August 13th will unlock the slowness that might have been taking place. You could have felt, not that your wings were cut, but Saturn wants to always ground. It's the taskmaster. It has been retrograde for many, many months. And so you could have felt that not too much has been taking place, and communication might have been a little bit more stifled than normal. But when Saturn turns, it's like your wings are going to start spreading, and you will start picking up again, and you'll be more active in this area. It won't be as challenging. And when Mars touches upon it too, you will feel that the two of them together, they're going to work side by side, and they're going to be accomplishing great things. Pluto is still retrograde. It is in your 4th house, transforming your very foundation of your life, your home, your family life, parents, and so forth. And so we don't have too many things to say about this Pluto quite yet, because it's still going to be retrograde for a while. But we have a couple of transits which I'm going to mention once I start going through the calendar to see what that might be doing for you here in August. But listen, we have here on the 18th, Libra, a full moon eclipse. Okay, it's going to be a total lunar eclipse. It's going to be 25 degrees in Aquarius, which for you will fall into the 5th house of children, love and romance, and you and your self-expression and creativity and so forth. And so whenever we do have an eclipse, that's the universe which is going to actually speed things up for you, but not before it closes a certain door. When we have an eclipse, something or someone might be eclipsed out of our life, but always for our higher good. We may not always think so, at the time when it's taking place, because there might be a little, oh my God, going on in that. But do know the universe will never eclipse something out of your life that is still good for you. It will only remove what has been slowing you down or chaining you down, so that you now can start taking new, fresh, not just steps, but leaps and bounds forward. And that will be coming when we have this solar eclipse. More on that next month. So next month it will be quite clear to you why this situation on August 18th will have taken place. We have Uranus still working in your 7th house for love and relationships, your marriage, your significant other. When it's retrograde, it's kind of calm. It's not too much activity there. Same thing goes for your Neptune, also retrograde in your 6th house, which has to do with your day-to-day routine and your health. So that is also just laying pretty low right now. So let's start top of the month here. We have on the 1st, Venus and Uranus. They are in a beautiful, radiant beam towards each other, and that brings unexpected good news, Libra. And when it does, it's just going to tickle your heart pink with a little whatever surprise. We never know. But when it's a good aspect like this, we do know it's a happy surprise. So you have that, and whatever it will portray to you. Alongside with it, you have the Sun, which is you, and Saturn also in a beautiful beam. And Saturn will make sure that for you, it's going to hold something for a long time. Saturn's always about longevity. And so I feel that this is a blessing coming your way. So August 1st should definitely be put on your calendar And what I love about it too, Libra, is that the new moon is so close to it. It's coming in there on the 2nd of August, and new moons are always about new beginnings. So this will also power things up. And we know that new moon for you and where you put your intentions in is all about being true to your higher self, expressing, your hopes and dreams. Because if we don't express it, how will anybody around us actually know, right? So it is okay to put it out there and say, this is what I want, this is what I desire, these are the goals that I am going to be chasing. And in that sense, who knows what doors will open up. But we do have a little challenge here on the 6th and 7th, and it has to do with some communication with someone that's important to you, that you see as a Saturnian factor in your life. And Saturn, of course, is not just our own inner sense of maturity, but it's also in an extended, projected form. Somebody holds a little power that we have respect for, so that could be your partner. Saturn for you is in your 3rd house. And so Mercury, when it's squaring up against here, it might just be communication, maybe with a supervisor or a boss, or maybe a neighbor. Venus and Mars is also square. So what is this communication that you're trying to just be all about? It has to do with your values. What you feel as far as your self-esteem and the direction where you're heading. There might be something that needs to be adjusted. And so just be very clear. Because there could be a little fear from miscommunication, since Mercury, ruling communication, is at odds with Neptune, which can muddle things up. And if things aren't expressed clearly, it could easily be misunderstood. And I feel you're going to have to work through this on the 13th and the 14th also. Pretty much the same things coming in. Venus now involved in this dispute with Saturn. This is your self-esteem, your inner values. It could be money-related matters, romantic matters, but things that you believe in. And Venus will also be opposing Neptune. So again, I'm seeing that you're going to have to stand your grounds. But on the 10th, right in the midpoint of this week, it starts here and it ends here. But in that midpoint, I feel what hasn't been expressed clearly enough will be expressed. This is where you're going to find your power, your drive. Mercury's lining up with Pluto that has the power to take a situation and transform it. So if there has been something unclear or misunderstood, Pluto will put that right back on track. This will definitely give you some wings moving forward here on the 16th. And I feel there could be a surprise event, insight, or news where everything that you've been working for and holding your sense of truth up is coming back at you in a great way. Venus and Pluto, they're going to be trine. So that has to do with love, matters of the heart, or also money matters. When they're trine like this, well, that is just exactly what you've been aiming for. Venus, the Sun and Uranus too, just like Venus and Pluto, the Sun and Uranus is going to open up this unexpectedness. So circle the 16th and 17th, because this is where I feel that everything is going to clear out. There's no more clouds in the sky. The sun is back. You're super powered here, Libra. And on the 24th, I mentioned, for you, when Mars and Saturn were going to come together, where you can initiate new beginnings and new starts. This is here going to be at 9 degrees in Sagittarius. Mars has to do with your goals, your drive, your ambition. Saturn wanting to come in, secure it, lock it in for you. And Saturn is now direct at this point. So is Mars. And it's in the area of the 3rd house for communication and travel. So this could be a time, maybe you'll travel. And then the outcome of that could have a long-term benefit for you. If you're having any presentations or talks, then you're really going to come across extremely clear as far as what it is you're wanting to achieve in the long term, and you're going to get recognition for it. So you're driven, you're feeling really good. I won't say powerful, but you're feeling firm. And you have all reason to be proud of yourself, what you're achieving here on August 24th. Not only that, we have here as we end off the month too, with Venus and Jupiter. Venus, love, romance, money, all those things that the heart desires. Jupiter, which expands everything, and always, always beneficial for you, looking out for you, being very generous and abundant. Well, this is a day where you can sign, if you sign any contract, this will hold the power for a long time to come, where you can see money can come to you easier. This is a great day for engagements or weddings or the birth of a new child. Having this aspect, it's probably one of the best days of the entire year. They do meet up every once in a year, sometimes more if either one of them retrograde and touch upon each other that way. But they're both direct, so you could feel the generosity of your heart or the generosity coming to you from others. For you, Venus is in the 12th house now when this takes place, which connects you to spirit, your inner self. Jupiter there for you, which is pretty much in your 12th house as well. So yeah, pay attention to your dreams. The 12th house is all about dream time. It's that inner walkabout that we have. You might just feel this empowerment spiritually that's taking place as Venus is preparing to cross your ascendants into your first house, and Jupiter too preparing now to shut down on a 12-year cycle. So when it moves across your ascendants, it could just open up and show you a totally new year, a new world. You know, the first of 12 years that you're going to be laying down step by step, year by year, a totally new expansion of your life. So when I say pay attention to your dreams, the 12th house is an accumulation of what has gone on before in the past, whether in this lifetime, but karmically too, right? It's the accumulation of all of that. And when we come to this final stage in our psychological, spiritual life, it is a time to celebrate the birth of the new. So we have that here, Libra. I see August for you is going to be a great month. There in July, you were really pretty much focusing on career and obtaining certain goals that you probably have achieved, and you can see what you've been doing there. Next month, we're going to have something totally different to talk about. So listen, I will see you in September, and in the meanwhile, have a fantastic month.